What is a beautiful day, right around 30 degrees, and I'm excited to get out again. Today we're going to continue our exploration of Fifth Avenue, this time of the Midtown section. We'll go down and start at about 34th Street with the Empire State Building and work our way up to 59th Street, end up at the plaza where we started the other episode. If you haven't seen the other episodes, I'll link a playlist to them right here. If you're just finding this channel, I pick out places in New York City to go explore, and I take you with me. All right, we're going to take the Q down to Herald Square. Let's go. We're out of the subway. We're here at Greely Square. If you want to see more of the squares, check out the square hopping video I did. This is at 32nd Street. We're in Koreatown. So now we're going to walk over to Fifth Avenue and then start our trek back uptown. We're going to see some gorgeous buildings on the street, including the queen of them all. We're too tall to see the top, but there it is, Empire State Building. It was built from 1930 to 1932, and it's 1,454 feet tall to the top of the antenna. It was the tallest building in the world until 1970 when the World Trade Center topped out. And then after 9/11, it was once again the tallest building in New York until 2012 when One World Trade surpassed it. Since then, they built all those super talls. So as of 2024, it's now the 7th tallest building in New York, the 9th tallest building in the United States, and the 57th tallest building in the world. Still pretty good, and it is beautiful. Art Deco, baby. So this is actually the site of the former Waldorf Astoria Hotel that was here from 1893 to 1929. And apparently there's currently a union disagreement because there are rats outside of it. This thing is a piece of art. All right, moving on uptown. There you go. You got to get a little further away from it to be able to see the top of it. Gorgeous building. This next building is the Lord & Taylor building. It's another one of those massive department stores that went up in the early 20th century. This was built between 1913 and 1914, and it served as Lord & Taylor's flagship store in New York for a long time. One of the cool features about the building is all those display windows were elevators inside of them, so when they needed to change the displays, they would just lower the elevator to the basement and swap things out and raise it back up into the window. That's kind of cool. Lord & Taylor sold out to Macy's not that long ago, and at that point the building was sold to WeWork. Then later it was sold to Amazon, and they may still be in there, I'm not actually sure. Lord & Taylor building. The main branch of the public library is right there. We'll get to that in a minute. First of all, though, we're going to look at this guy. So this is the Knox building, which is part of the HSBC tower, which you can see was built right next to it. In 1901, Edward Knox acquired this land right across from what used to be the old Croton Aqueduct, which is now where the public library is. The Kit Mansion had been on it. He tore that down and built this building, which has become known as the Knox building. This building was completed in 1902, and it contained the Knox Hat Manufacturing Company and Knox Hat Retail Company. HSBC moved their building here, and they built the tower behind it, but they've kept this old building, so that's good. Look at that. It's nice. Beautiful detail, just like a lot of these other buildings. It looks like I'm crying, it's just because I'm so happy to be here. It's actually so cold that your eyes water. Moving on, it's the main branch of the New York Public Library, also known as the Stephen A. Schwarzman Building. We will just call it the main branch. So this building was built after the consolidation of the Astor and Lenox libraries in 1895, and it was built with grants from Samuel Tilden and our friend Andrew Carnegie. Like I said before, this is built on the site of the old Croton Reservoir. Once they stopped using that one, they filled it in, and it's a perfect place for a library. It opened May 23rd, 1911, and when it opened, there were room for 3.4 million volumes. I don't know if it's expanded any since then, but that's still a lot. And the lines' names are Patience and Fortitude, or Fortitude and Patience. I'm not sure which is which. Next on the list is right across the street. It's the Astor Trust Company. Astor Trust Company was built in 1917. It was named after its primary tenant at the time, the Astor Trust Company. It's a nice looking building. Bryant Park is right there behind the library, and you can just see the Chrysler building peeking out down 42nd Street. That's on Lexington. Maybe we'll do a Lexington walk sometime. There's so many buses on 5th Avenue. This is harder to do than I thought it was going to be. The buses keep passing by and getting in the way. This is 43rd. If you look down to the end of the street, you can see Grand Central Terminal. This is the Fred French building, built in 1927 in the Art Deco style. It has the setbacks, just like the Empire State Building, to go along with the 1916 zoning laws that were passed here. And it was the tallest building on 5th Avenue when it was built. I've seen pictures of the details on the top, and I wish we could see them from here, because they're pretty beautiful. We're at 47th Street, and back here you can see that new JP Morgan Chase Tower, which is going to be the tallest building in Midtown now. The next stop is the Charles Scribner's Sons bookstore building. It's built from 1912 to 1913 in the Beaux-Arts style. Beautiful building. That ornate ironwork on the bottom there. During most of the 20th century, the building contained a Scribner's bookstore and officers of publishers. During its time, notable visitors included F. Scott Fitzgerald, Ernest Hemingway, Thomas Wolfe, who met with publishers on the upper floors. This was also a favorite bookstore of Theodore Roosevelt, who was a frequent shopper. Saks Fifth Avenue, originally known as Saks & Company, founded by Andrew Saks. The first store opened in Washington, D.C., expanded to New York in 1902 with its first store in Herald Square. They moved up here and built this building in 1924. Saks is known for some amazing window displays, particularly at the holidays. Right now they're celebrating the 50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live, so all the windows are about that. It's nice. And Saks is right across the street from Rockefeller Center. This episode was getting too long, so I've broken it up into two parts. You just finished the first part of the journey up Midtown 5th Avenue. Come back next week to finish off the end of this 5th Avenue exploration. Be sure to check out the rest of the channel Up to the East Side on YouTube, like and subscribe, and look for new episodes every Friday. I'll see you next time.